Welcome back to Apple Tree Allotment. Down here on Monday morning this week. We've been away for 9 days, I think. 9 or 10 days. We've been up to Scotland, to Galloway. So we've been in the forest in our camper van for over a week. So I come down here, first chance I got. We got back late last night. So I come down here, first chance I've got to see if everything survived without water. I think it rained a few times while we were away, so I think it did okay. But it's certainly pretty warm today. It's over 20 degrees Celsius. So it is looking a little bit dry. So I'll give everything a good water. Courgettes predictably have gone bonkers, and there's some pretty big ones, marrows pretty much. So I'll pick them. And there was about 6 at home that I need to pick as well, but they hadn't gone too mad. So I'll pick all the ones today and take them home and freeze most of them. Leave 2 or 3 out for cooking with this week. But yeah, that's good. Nice to get a harvest. It's all looking pretty good. I'll bring the kids down another day to harvest some other things, but I'll definitely take those courgettes today. But it's looking pretty good. The leeks have come on a lot actually. They're doing well. I keep saying it, but I will spread them out really soon. Lettuce, the 2 big ones there in the middle, they've pretty much gone to seed now, so I might pull those 2 out. But these others are doing okay. Still harvestable. I need to find some space somewhere to sow some more, even though I've got loads, for as this goes over. So I'll think of somewhere either here or in a pot somewhere or somewhere so I can get the next lot going. I know they don't like it. They don't grow that well when it's warm, I think. But yeah, perhaps we'll find somewhere of a shade. Over in this bed, the 2 squash, I think these were butternut squash plants, yeah. Not done amazing this week. Probably a bit dry, so but they're okay. They haven't been nibbled or anything, and they're still there. So I'll just get that weed out and give them a good water. These 2 courgette plants though have done really well. There's some nice courgettes on here, so I'll harvest that one. There's a little one there I'll leave for a few days. A big one on there, so we'll take that. But yeah, they're greened up nicely, growing well, and the lettuce I put in there is doing well. I keep trying to give lettuce away, but there's only so much people want. Up here, these potatoes, I'm tempted just to leave this bed. They're doing okay, sort of bushing up now. The garlic's out of there, so I might get a little harvest out of that. Although I did see, really nice to see, those pumpkins I planted last week have come up. So there's one there and one there. That's the first 2 I've spotted. Oh, and there's one over the back there as well. So that's excellent news. So there we go, this bed will be used for pumpkins then. So there's at least 3 in there that will hopefully grow away. So that's good. So those potatoes can come out soon as those pumpkins grow then. And we'll have pumpkins in there. Those were those large orange ones. We had a really massive one last year out of them seeds. So yeah, really, really good to see them. I'd almost forgotten I'd done that, to be honest. But yeah, that's brilliant. The squash in here, these are looking good, nice and green, growing away. And the corn's definitely grown, so that's happy in there. So that's a nice happy bed. Broad beans, there's a few beans to pick, so I'll probably harvest them today. The plants aren't looking great, but there's a few beans on there. There's a couple of potato plants in there as well, as there are everywhere. Peas are doing really good. Definitely quite a lot of these are ready to harvest, all these ones. So I think I'll bring the kids down and they can get a big trug and harvest all those for me. Yeah, they've definitely been a success this year, those peas. The potatoes, still looking good. Definitely tell the mulch works well on these. They're really happy. They're pushing up nice and big now. That's good. First earlies, still looking okay. I'm just sort of letting these stay in here until we've run out of potatoes at home, and then I'll start harvesting a bed of these. Perhaps midweek or so I'll perhaps start taking a few out and see how they're doing. Yeah, that side's all looking good. Over here, beans. So these beans I planted last week, a few of them are doing okay, a few of them have been eaten. There's a few like this one that's been stripped. I don't know if it's slugs or rabbits or what, but that one's been stripped. This one's doing okay. They're sort of half and half. There's a few good ones. I haven't got any fencing to put around this, unfortunately, so it's getting a bit hit and miss what we can get away with. But we'll just do our best. I'll weed out these little bits. There's a few of these, quite a lot of these weeds in here, so I'll just pull them out today. Chard is doing really well, really well actually. It's definitely picking season for this now. So yeah, I need to harvest that, even if I'm not going to be able to use it. I might harvest a few bunches. We did use some in some curries, I think. It worked quite well, just like spinach really. So I might take a load, use some for that, and then use some for freezing. I did freeze a load last year. That worked okay. So yeah, perhaps these bigger ones along the back, I'll take a load of leaves off of those. Butternut squash, these are doing well. Doing really well. Again, I'll just loosen off some of this netting. I'm sort of hesitant to take it off completely, but definitely want to keep it loose enough so it doesn't restrict the plants. But obviously I don't want to get birds or anything stuck under it, so I'm just sort of being careful to keep the edges all down. But yeah, that's all looking good. Hopefully we're going to get some good squash and pumpkins this year. Over here, kids' flowers are doing well. Starting to get some little buds on them now actually. They should be, I think they were a purple flower. They'll look nice. And the rhubarb in there is looking good. Might be able to harvest some of that. Potatoes across the back, still bobbing along. I don't know if there's any of I did put some pumpkin seeds in here as well, so I don't know if any of those have come up. Can't really see any. But yeah, that needs a bit of a weed along there as well. I definitely need to tackle these brambles that are coming over the back. That's just a constant fight along there. Bush beans over here, they're doing really well. They've bushed up quite a lot this week actually. Strangely, the ones on the end here that are outside of the netting haven't been touched at all. That's why I had a gamble on the other bed. But yeah, lots of nice flowers on here. Nice little beans forming. I'm not sure I've seen any actual beans yet, but yeah, all looking good. And then these are the two big courgette plants. I mean, there's a couple of really massive ones on there, but there's a few little ones in there as well. A few good usable ones. There's probably 8 on there to harvest or something, 6 or 7. Yeah, so we'll get those off, and then there's some smaller ones to follow. So we'll have some more to harvest in the week, I should think, or next week. But yeah, I sort of expected being away for a few days. And then this bed, the lettuce I transferred over here is doing really well. And there's a few peas at that end that we are using for pea shoots, just nibbling away on. There's a lot of ladybirds around today. I don't know if it's sort of stormy or something, but there's loads of ladybirds. And there's also a lot of raspberries actually. So we'll pick those today. Yeah, there's loads of raspberries on here, so we'll add those to our harvest list. It's all looking good, all in all. Lots of courgettes to harvest. hopefully the beans will be soon. Raspberries, take some lettuce home, some chard home. Strawberries, I think the strawberries are, they're sort of getting over now. The ones at home are pretty much done. But also they're just getting eaten here. So I do need to fence this in this winter. Hopefully I'll get some decking. My mum's taken up her decking to replace it, so hopefully I'll be able to salvage some from there as well, and I'll be able to rebuild maybe these beds. And I've got loads of ideas for joining these beds up into long, or maybe into quarters, so sort of do halfway along, just so the beds are a bit longer, a bit more space. But yeah, we'll see what wood I can manage to salvage, and go from there. But yeah, that's how it's looking. I'm pretty happy really that it's survived that long without watering. I think we were lucky with a bit of rain through the week. Yeah, so that's all good. So I'll get on some harvesting and I'll show you what we get. So there's our courgette harvest, 7 there. I mean, that one's ginormous, but still edible. So we'll keep these sort of smaller ones in the fridge for using, and these bigger ones I'll chop up for the freezer. And then there's quite a few little ones on here that will be good for another few days, maybe next weekend. Yeah, it's probably 7 or 8 good ones on there. Semi-tempted to take that one there actually, but yeah, they're doing really well, having a good year with those. So next I think I'm going to go and I'll put them in something. I've got the camper with me, so I'll go and put them in there. I'll find another bag to put them in, and then I can cut some of this chard. There's our little chard harvest. Just did enough for a couple of meals. It still looks like I haven't touched it, but yeah, it's a good little harvest for a few days. Next up is the lettuce. I've just got this bucket full of lettuce. There's tons there. We've got a few plants at home I need to harvest as well, so I didn't go too mad. But yeah, done that, and I've taken the tops off those big ones, put them in the compost. So next up, I think, is the raspberries. We picked a few raspberries, ate a few raspberries. There's a few going. I don't remember them being this early before, but yeah, seem to be doing all right. There's quite a lot on there that are sort of white or starting to go red, so hopefully we'll have more to come. The last harvest of the day is our broad beans. So I've actually got a lot there. That's filled up that whole trug, half of that trug. Yeah, so that's really good. There's a few meals in there. So all in all, quite a good harvest today. Everything's looking pretty good. I managed to find a little bit of netting in the shed. So I've just covered over these beans. I'm not a fan of this netting. I've not found a good way to use it. But at least it hopefully will cover up those beans a little bit. For now, anyway. Yeah, we'll see how that gets on. But yeah, everything's looking good. I'm going to give everything a really good water now. Did weed these bits out best we could. There's a few bits a bit more I'm going to weed. But yeah, I'm going to give everything a really good soak. And hopefully it'll do okay. I think there might be some more rain this week, so we'll see. But yeah, all looking really good. Happy with how it's doing, and I'll bring the kids down for some more harvesting, maybe at the weekend. Do those peas and probably more lettuce, more chard, maybe some potatoes. Yeah, all looking really good. Hope you're keeping well. Hope you're harvesting lots, getting outside. And yeah, look forward to talking to you soon.